Are you telling everybody and your uncle that you're depressed? Constantly putting it out in the world that you have depression, you have anxiety, slapping those labels on your forehead? I think this video is for you because you're listening to someone that's dealt with depression multiple times and has dealt with suicidal thoughts. In this video, I'm speaking about the power of your voice and the power of the way that you think and how it affects your reality. I went for a drive yesterday down to the lake. I was just watching the sunrise and I thought, I need to talk about this. So I just whipped out the iPhone and started recording.
Stop saying you're depressed. Let me tell you why. Maybe you got a lot of stuff going on. Maybe you're dealing with something traumatic. Maybe you lost a loved one. Maybe you lost a pet. Maybe you broke your leg. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you've been diagnosed with depression. Maybe you did something that you regret and you hurt others. Welcome to being human. We all make mistakes. Maybe you just feel this heavy weight upon you and you don't know or have a reason really why. I've been there. It's tough. I often go through phases of that still. I go through those phases off and on. It's been part of my life. I'm not saying that your feelings aren't valid. Your feelings are valid. You have the right to feel whichever way you feel. I just want to share a perspective, a way that you could look at it. You have to be very conscious of the language that you use and the things that you think. The way we speak and the things we think about ourselves form our reality. Welcome to Truth for Our Youth. I'm Kyle, and today I want to talk about the power there is in the language that you use and the way that you think about yourself. My dog's about to bark. He sees a dog back there. Don't do it, buddy. Oh, good boy, Rocco. You're not barking? Good boy. Young men, women, of any gender. I'm a young man too. I believe deeply that words that you use to describe yourself, the labels you put on you, will inevitably create how you think about yourself, which in turn will form your reality. So I found a study on the National Library of Medicine in the United States. They did a little study and tracked 12-year-olds over the course of 2 years, and found out that the ones that labeled themselves reported to have higher ratings of depression and lower self-esteem. And you know what? That's just how it is, man. I see it all the time. I see it with kids younger than me. I see it with people that I work with my age, people that I spend time around my own age, and they have a limiting belief of themselves, or they don't even realize that they do maybe, and they're speaking, I can't do it, or I can't do that, or I am depressed, or I have anxiety. And then I realize they hold themselves back from accomplishing the things they want to accomplish, or becoming the person that they really desire to be, or that sort of stuff. They'll hold themselves back by saying, oh, because I have this, and then that's what holds them down. And honestly, I've been there myself. We all do that. I just think that the way to begin moving forward is to start to alter the way that you speak about yourself and about your circumstances and the way you think about it. So that takes practice, just like anything would take practice, is becoming consciously aware of your thoughts. So for example, somebody asks you how are you doing today? I'm not saying you have to be like, oh, I'm just so good. No, you don't really need to lie, but tell the truth. Yeah, I've been really sad, but I'm getting better. I've been very depressed lately, but I'm taking the steps and doing the things in order to, get over it. Yeah, but my anxiety's been on blast. My alarms have been ringing. Things have been really hard for me lately, but just going with it. Everything's gonna be okay. Try the best to counter your own negative thoughts, and this does take practice. There's guided meditations and guided affirmations where you can just breathe and listen to positive things. I am in control of my thoughts. I am good with my finances. I am a type of person that works out every day. I'm a kind individual. The way that you were trying to be, speak that into your life. Truly, our brains get so accustomed to just thinking the negative and focusing on the negative. It's just because that's how the brain is wired, right? We're wired to identify threats and the things that are bad for us or negative to us, so then we avoid them and maneuver them. Now we're living in a time where everything is getting blasted negative into our eyes. We're getting manipulated by these devices, constantly getting negative news, seeing division between religion and freaking gender and ideas all online, and people arguing about that. Bro, we're all one here. We all have to just try to move forward, move up. That's what I want to do. I want to connect men together, young men, young women together to, you know, start to move upwards. One thing that you can do to begin training your brain to think positively is to name things that you're grateful for. Now, some people, this is actually very hard to do. There's times where it's very hard for me to do that. Even you just trying to name 3 things, and you're trying to pinpoint 3 things in your room or in your living room, and it's just hard for you to focus on the positive. You actually have to intentionally stop. But name 3 things. It could be anything. It can be the fact that you have a roof over your head if you do. It could be your pet. It can be that you slept good last night. It could be that you got food to eat. It could be that your body is well. Just name 3 things. Put your brain towards 3 things. Do that at the start of your day. You're going to start your day off positive. In fact, it can just be one thing, man. Stop for 5 seconds in your day and name one thing you're grateful for. Right now, type one thing you're grateful for in the comments. You watching this right now, you know you're capable. You know in your heart that you're capable of overcoming these challenges that you are experiencing. You know you're capable of overcoming the addiction. You know you're capable of putting down the weed, putting down the drink. You know deep inside that you're capable of these things. Start speaking it outward. Write it down. There's power in the words that we use, man. Proverbs 18 says that there's death and life. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. Positive words are sweet to the soul of them that hear it. And it goes the same for the words that you speak of yourself and the way that you think about yourself. The word depression comes from the Latin word of deprimere or deprimere, something like that, which means to press down. So when you are saying, I am depressed, you're saying, I am pressed down. And what does it feel like when you're depressed? It feels like you're pressed down. Let's look at kind of the spiritual side of this. I strongly believe that the words that you use have certain spirits attached to them. As you're using the word depression, anxiety, any negative connotations, things that could be negative to you, negative to others. So when you label yourself depressed, clinically depressed, like, yeah, I'm not denying or minimizing the fact that the doctors diagnosed you or anything like that, whatever. But when you're labeling yourself as clinically depressed on your forehead there, you're allowing that spirit of depression to kind of box you in and hold you down. I'm sad, but I'm strong. Oh, you're breaking out of those chains, man. You're just shoulder pressing that box off your head. I just don't hear people talking about this much, you know? You hear so much people talking about, I have this, the doctor diagnosed me with this, and I have cancer, and you have 4 months to live. Okay, and then the stats show that those people that get told that they have 4 months to live will most likely die in 4 months, or they die sooner. It's because they've already freaking decided that they're dead. They listen to the doctor's freaking curse. And again, I'm not minimizing the work of doctors. God bless them. We need doctors. But you are going to die in 4 months is kind of like putting that onto you. So when you get diagnosed with cancer and they say the likeliness, that's going to weigh on you, man. And so many people have been diagnosed with stage 4, you know, cancers, and they felt that weight, man. They really got depressed. And for many of them that overcame this, and the doctors then said, wow, it's kind of like a miracle, where we don't see that often. One of the biggest things they did was really just change the way they thought about like themselves, and they believed that they would get better. They believed, they spoke it, and then they did the work to whatever it may have been, you know. to get to all of their chemo, to change their diet, to start moving their body, to natural herbal teas, whatever. And they got better and beat the cancer. Please, young people, young men, women, start today, man. Start today. You have it in you. I wasn't even planning on recording today, man. I just sitting down at the beach in Toronto, and I've been wanting to talk about this one, so I just did. I just turned on the camera. I've been really like procrastinating with turning on the camera and recording. I want to get into more videos and speaking to people, and I keep on coming up with reasons like, oh, I don't have a camera right, I don't have a studio set up, I don't have a microphone. But man, all I gotta do is get into a nice view like this and speak. I love it. Well, thank you for watching today's video. This is my boy Rocco here. He's taking a nap. Well, he's kind of sad. I've been locking him in the car too long. We're gonna go for a little walk outside, chase the duckies or something. Remember, the way that you speak, the words that you speak about yourself and others, the way that you think is going to inevitably start to create that reality for you. So start speaking more positively about yourself and speaking that abundance into your life. Have a good day.